The goal, here, jump out, I'm gonna jump on.
Okay.
The goal eventually, let's see if I can do this without dying, is to be able to do all of your club stuff. Man, woman, doesn't matter for your mill and your reverse mill up here. And the goal for guys is to get up to the point where you can do your 100 mills and your 100 reverse mills with at least a 30-pound club while standing on the Bosu ball. It levels the hip bowl no matter what. I had to discover this because I was crippled and I wasn't supposed to walk, run, or do anything ever again. Clubs fixed 90% of it. Injury cycles stop people from training. Injury cycles are when people get hurt and they never fully recover. They train, and then that injury leads to another injury, leads to another injury, leads to another injury. It's why most people think that they have gotten old and they can't continue to train. Let's talk about ending the injury cycle by balancing the hip bowl, therefore balancing the spine, therefore balancing everything. Hello, this is Mark Wildman of Wildman Athletica here with
Alicia.
and she is a professional ballerina. How long have you been a professional ballerina?
Over 20 years.
It's the craziest thing you've ever heard of. Almost nobody makes it this long because of injury cycles. Tell us about the injury that you suffered last year.
I dislocated my ankle and spiral fractured the outside and cracked the inside, so I have a plate and a bunch of screws.
So are you ever supposed to dance again?
I was not supposed to definitely not do point again, ever.
And what are you doing right now?
I'm doing point. I'm performing in a ballet.
Performing in a ballet as?
A ballerina.
The prima ballerina, the important one, the best one, the one in the front, right? So how did we end this? How did we get you to recover?
As soon as I could walk, I started my one-arm program with you.
So one arm, single heavy club.
There we go.
Heavy club is different from light club. Heavy club implies that the weight is heavy enough that it affects our balance structure. For her, it was a light club. It was 4.5 pounds to start, but that is heavy for her. She ran up and she repeated what we call level 1 of training a bunch of times. Level 1 is what exercises?
Shield cast, open circle, cross circle. So you have to remind me on these
all right.
ones.
So she crosses with ballerina language. Ballerina language, our language. Inside circle, moving towards our center line. Outside circle, moving away from our center line. And single arm shield cast. You had back injuries as well, and
I've had shoulder injuries and hip injuries, actually.
so here's the funny thing about single arm club. We can shotgun fix all of it at the same time. What we did was we worked on inside circle, outside circle, and shield cast, single arm. When we do that, let's grab a club. So let's have her run through inside circle, outside circle, and shield
Inside circle,
cast
outside circle.
real
Okay.
quick. So she has different language. Ballerinas are weird.
Yeah.
So pick up your club. Inside circle moves towards her center line. The center line of her body is her spine. So push, swing, pull, and catch. Good. Rotate, push, swing, pull, and catch. Good. Rotate one more, push, swing, pull, and catch. What you will notice is you can see her body shifting from side to side because the club is heavy enough, it's trying to drag her out of her center line. Ballet is about having a perfect center line. Let's look at the outside circle. You can do the other hand if you want.
Perfect.
It moves away from her center line. Push, swing, pull, catch. Push, swing, pull, catch. One more. Push, swing, pull, catch. Excellent. And the last exercise that we work on goes, instead of below the waist, to over the head. This is our single arm shield cast. Top hand goes past opposite ear. Give me 3. 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Set it all the way down. So what we notice when we're doing club swinging is the club drags you out of your center line and your legs have to push to keep you in the center. So she repeated the same learning cycle over and over and over again to overcome injury. What we are looking at a lot with her is her feet. Her feet, as opposed to in ballet where she turns out, we're pointing her feet straight ahead. And this is about activating the arch of her foot by getting her to drive her big toe down. If she does inside circles for us again, we are going to look at the actual ankle bone of her foot and watch how this is flexing. This is moving and this is flexing. This is why we have done so well on her injury. When she runs a cycle, she's building up to 300 reps of activating the arch of her feet and balancing her ankle. That balances her knee, that works on her hips. We can fix about 90% of the problem by doing heavy club on the ground. But with her, we need to take it a step beyond that. What we're gonna talk about is only for professional athletes who have gone through about 7 weights. What we're gonna talk about is the addition of something which makes it even harder for her to hold center line. I don't know if this is blown up correctly for you. We're about to find out. So this is a Bosu ball, and we're gonna use it kind of as a balance board because we can control the amount of air inside of it. This one's actually very full. We'll see, but this is awesome. It's a goth Bosu ball,
so awesome.
which I've wanted my entire life, but now is available. When it comes from the factory, it has these little rubber feet on it. We're gonna take those rubber feet off by just popping them off. Come on, get out of there. Come on. We're gonna take off the 2 by the sides here on each side so that when she's putting her feet down, she has a level surface-ish to put her feet on. We're never gonna put these back on. There's one of those things they sell for the gym, but if you really use these things, they don't need to be there. Let's talk about how we get on this thing first. Where most people die is getting on. Let me demonstrate first.
Okay, yes.
You go that way. So, the way that we do this, 1 hand, 1 foot. This is very full. We'll see how we do. Step down till the edge touches the ground, other hand on, and it's a little full, but pretty good. What we're gonna do now is she's gonna work on relearning these exercises up here. When she pushes, she'll have to push down with the opposite leg from the way that the weight is moving, which will cause her to fire one side of her glute harder than the other. The whole point of this is we need to level your hip bowl. What was your physical therapist saying about your hip bowl?
That my left side glute is still weak. It's not firing as much. I'm also still slightly rolling in on my left foot.
So the way that we train this, hi, are you coming to help as well?
Hi.
Is to force her to have to push down. We remove her option to not push down. This is only for professional athletes. Go that way first. When we do this, start, push the edge down, stand all the way up. Okay, we're clear. Go, there you go.
I'm going.
Now we're gonna work on relearning the inside circles. There we go. Level the hip bowl. Level the hip bowl. Level the hip bowl. There we go. Now that we're getting warmed up, level the hip bowl. We're gonna work on relearning these things up here. The goal is to get rid of this rapid leg movement. If you try to lift your heels up to move your feet, you'll fall. Don't do that. This will inspire you to keep your feet flat, work from the hip, work on your leg drive, and over time, after you repeat a couple learning cycles, you will be able to lock your legs out and hold them locked out the entire time. Touch down, all the way down till it stops moving. There you go, stand all the way up. See, first thing she wanted was to lift her heel up. Okay, just stand. All right, what did we see? Her hips. We're watching her hips. So she's gonna learn to level her hips and drive straight down. If she lifts her heels up, or if she tries to roll her ankle in, she will realize it's bad.
It's bad.
Which hand is your strongest hand?
Can't tell right now. Hold
So
on.
what we're gonna do first is we're gonna work on just swinging it from side to side with one hand.
Okay.
And we're gonna let you start there.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm spotting the back. Straight arm, work on swinging. There we go, leveling the hip bowl. And we can see it's leveling. So we can see one strong side because you'll notice she keeps going one way.
Yep.
So drive down, drive down, drive down.
Holy moly.
Little side swing, side to side,
I'm glad I didn't try this by myself.
right? So
What?
this is a step that we work on here a lot. So what she's gonna do is she's gonna go all the way back down to the 4.5 pound weight, and she's gonna redo the learning cycles over again. She's a ballerina, she'll adapt incredibly quickly to this, but you can see she's already struggling to find her hip level. You can see this hip keeps trying to go up. So this is the weak side, it's trying to not work. So we can see her foot trying to learn to push back down. Good, pause, step down, so we'll take this, step one down with one side till it stops moving, and walk off. Okay, so most people get hurt trying to get on or trying to get off. The whole point of having an adjustable club is we can lighten it up. Let's go all the way back down to the bottom of the learning cycle and try it again.
Okay.
When we get on, what do we do?
Hand and foot together.
Hand and foot, block it down on one side, get your heels flat on the ground, point your feet straight ahead,
Meow.
stand all the way up. It's insane. Pick a hand. All right, we're gonna work with our inside circle. So, most important thing, elbow to hip. Tuck your tailbone underneath. I want you to do your ballet core, so I want you to activate from the inside of your legs to draw all the way up. Rib cage down, perfect ballerina posture. I want you to move your arm in an inside circle. Go. There you go, 1. Give me 5. 2, there we go. 3, there we go, see our hip bowl level. 4. And 5, drive down, drive down, drive down. Drive, 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 don't lift the heel. There we go, change hand. Try the other side. There we go.
Holy crap.
Inside circle. 1, and we saw the hip bone activate immediately. Good. Go. 2, good. 3, 4, drive, 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 toe, toe, toe. Nope, you lifted your heel. Now, if you ever lift your heel, you're gonna biff it.
Yep.
So what do you have to move instead? Your hip and your knee.
My hip. Holy moly.
Your hip. There you go. Stand up, tuck the tailbone. There we go. Ballerina posture. Drive down with your toes. Here we go. One more rep. 5. Change hands. Stand all the way up. I got you. Right? Stand up. Drive down with your toes. So here you're going to activate the shit out of the arch of your foot. Okay? Inside circle. Go. 1. There you go. Drive down with your toe. Don't lift your heel at all. Nope, nope. Don't lift the heel. Drive with the leg.
Push, push, push.
Push, push, push. 2. You're safe falling backwards. If you fall forward, you're on your own. 3. 4. And 5. Drive, 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 drive. Drive, 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 drive. Change hands.
I might need to come off first.
You're gonna have to come off. One more side first. One more side. Balance it out. 5 reps. Balance the hips.
Hold on.
Go. That's outside. We're going inside.
I can't even think right now.
Go that way. I know, it's a lot.
Holy crap. Okay.
1. 2. 3. Drive, drive, drive. Balance the hips. 4. And 5. Pause, don't lift the heel. Good. I'm gonna take this, step down to one side until the ball stops moving, walk off. Walk off. Right, so even professional ballerinas think that this is a really, really hard idea, right? She has a perfect center. That's what her job is. Our job is to make it more perfect. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna look at this again in a couple of months. We're gonna give her some more coaching. We're gonna let her rerun the learning cycle. She'll learn really fast. We'll come back in 3 months and she'll be perfectly steady. What we are seeing is the injury freaking out on one side of her body. So your physical therapist said, which one was bad?
The left side is bad.
The left
and
side.
And the arch, the rotator and the arch.
It doesn't want to fire. It has been injured. So when you have a cumulative injury cycle, your body moves to the good side. It's an old survival strategy to keep you alive, running away from tigers. You get hurt on one side, you sprint anyway. Your body isn't designed for you to stay alive for another 50 years. It's designed to survive the instance. So professional athletes do this. They shove all of the load to their good side and they continue to perform. Martial artists, everybody who plays a professional sport, dancers are notorious for this. Our goal is to re-level the hip bowl by removing her option to not use it. That's what you're seeing here, the hip trying not to fire. So we're gonna force her brain to find that to fire it again. The way that this idea works is all the weights that she's gone through, 4.5, 6, 7.25, 8.5, 9.75. She's gone through 5 weights. She will repeat the exact same learning pattern again, but now she will complete it on the Bosu ball. This is an idea that's very, very useful for professional female athletes because oftentimes they cannot continue to add muscle. They can't get bigger. So we have to make them more efficient. Instead of adding more weight, we change the complexity. On this idea, we're changing the ground itself. The side effect is the hip that is not doing the job will be forced to do the job until the hip bowl is level. This will force both sides of her spine to work equally well. It will force both legs to work equally well, and it will activate it'll activate the arch of the foot extremely hard.
So I feel even. I haven't felt even like this, like weight on both feet in a really long time, and I did not realize it until now, actually. Like I knew it was weak on this side and I was rolling in, but I feel it. Like I feel great. And this side of my leg was aching, like my toes and a little bit up here, and the ache is actually gone. And I actually feel my butt cheek firing quickly again.
Yes.
Just based off of that. That's insane.
I know, people think that, people always mock the Bosu ball. They say, go heavier, go heavier. That I think is terrible advice, right? I think go better, be more precise, more accurate.
Yeah.
This, it makes you accurate. So let's talk about the 8 key components of structure. So people used to say the 7 key components, but I work with dancers. I don't know why I work with dancers, because I somehow understand dancers. We always joke about this. We're the only 2 who understand our insanity. 8 key components of structure: leg drive, hip snap, crown to coccyx alignment, core engagement, shoulder pack, elbow lock, grip conformation. So this is exactly ballet. Like ballerinas are talking about this forever. Give us a good ballet stance, right? Same thing, leg drive, right? They spend years practicing this structure. Leg drive, the hip snap is how the hip bowl levels. It's the leveling of the center line. Crown to coccyx alignment, if you don't have it, you're terrible. The core engagement is that rib cage driving down. You'll never see ballerinas flare unless it's intentional in the rib cage. And then we see the shoulder pack. Elbow position, the grip conformation for them is how they hold their hands. The thing that they don't talk about in other things, that ballerinas talk about all the time, that I talk about is foot position, arch of foot. So when you see somebody, a ballerina who's been hurt, you see this arch collapse. You'll see this collapse. Ballerinas work for years on that activation. Collapse it, activate it. Collapse it, activate it. They work on holding this through everything. When we do clubs, let's go to feet straight ahead, we're looking at the exact same thing. We're just doing it in a normal posture. So activate hard, the drive down. We're watching very specifically right here. Collapse it. This is where most people are. This is why people have knee pain. When this is collapsed in, the knee is doing something weird, the hip is weird, then the lower back is out of position. Every time we do inside circles, outside circles, and shield casts, all single arm club will try to force this to fire. Oh, there it was. Popped it out on me. Do it again. You can see her muscle popping out of her leg right here in her ankle. Activate, activate, activate. So we can see this jumping out. When people get hurt, this tends to stop working. It collapses. She drives it up. Every rep of single arm club is fixing this, which fixes that, which fixes this. But we have to eventually, when people are really hurt, remove their ability to do it wrong. They try to collapse on the Bosu ball and they can't. They can't. Nope. Option removed, no collapsing. So this will get really, really hard on your feet. Yeah. So you're gonna start with your 4 sets of 5, which is only 2 minutes. Step off for a whole minute. Yeah. Go back on for the next exercise. Step off. Give yourself the break in between. The goal, here, jump out. I'm gonna jump on. Okay. The goal eventually, let's see if I can do this without dying, is to be able to do all of your club stuff. Man, woman, doesn't matter for your mill and your reverse mill up here. And the goal for guys is to get up to the point where you can do your 100 mills and your 100 reverse mills with at least a 30-pound club while standing on the Bosu ball. It levels the hip bowl no matter what. I had to discover this because I was crippled and I wasn't supposed to walk, run, or do anything ever again. Clubs fixed 90% of it, and then we spent another 2 years redoing all of it on the Bosu ball. This is only for professional athletes. Only for professional athletes. Do 7 weights on the ground, run through all of your learning cycles, balance everything, fix your shoulder, fix your spine, fix your knee, then do it over again and make it better. Your whole training program just got twice as long. But you will get better without getting bigger, and you will get more elegant because you will have to put in the perfect pause. This will remove any cheating you try to do. If you try to cheat, you will notice it won't work.